So I've just done a little bit of reading of the instructions of the vise and realised that maybe I should have read it before making this rear jaw, because it just so happens that the jaw is not wide enough. The nuts hang out past. There's nothing worse than when your nuts hang out past your jaw. We all know that, right? So to recover from my folly, you can see I am gluing up an extra couple of skinny little bits of Merbau to the back face of my jaw. I will then remove the rear jaw, trim these down to length, and trim the thickness down on them as well. Okay, so this is what the inside of my rear jaw looks like now. I've got that extra piece added on and milled it nice and flat to make it thick enough. So I've now got plenty of room there. Now when I make the front jaw, I better make it thick enough. And now with my workshop in this awesome state of disarray, I will start making the front jaw. Rightio, so after a bit of milling, here's what I'm left with. I've got my three 9045s, 100x50s milled down, and they're not thick enough for the vise if the nut's too long. So I've milled up these offcuts here to build up the thickness. So this is going to be the inside face of the vise, so it's not going to be seen. This is going to be the outside face there, which will look a lot better. I'm guessing that you neither want to nor need to see me do this, right? So I'm going to just skip this bit for you. Far out, shush, please. Okay, hands up who wants to see me glue this up. No one? Good.
Oh my gosh, look at her butt.
So this is my rear jaw and front jaw clamped together. I've just taken it to my brother-in-law's place, drilled the 38mm holes for the vise to go in. Let's give these blokes a better angle. Alright, so I'm marking the position of the nuts on the back of the vise, and the instructions say to use a 1/4 inch bit and roughly mark your centers, and I found that that's stupid advice, and that a 7.5mm bit works far better. Now we're going to whack them in with the right screws, which are those ones there. Now we're ready to install this bad boy. Oh my goodness, this is taking a long time.
Eventually.
So you've got to file those pins off and smash that apart now. So that, focus. So that's a full link replacement that they give you, and this is the half link. So I'm going to have to use the half link in this situation. That there is the half link, and this here, from here to here, is the full link. And the full link gets joined with one of them and one of these. Spring clip, I guess you'd call it. Now for this, you've got to use this tiny little split pin. This sprocket is still loose, so we tension the chain by pushing the top into place and tightening the Allen keys on this sprocket here. That's that part sorted. Now you can see my screws are in alignment, however, this side of the jaw is not tight. Here, it's loose, and you can see the flange isn't engaging. So I need to shim that out, which I will do with 2 shims. So here I just had to add a little bit of shim to get these aligned with each other. They seem like they're still slightly out, so those shims might be a bit too big. I might file them down a little so we get a perfect alignment. Okay, so what I had to do here was tighten the vise up slightly, mark these screw holes in the same way, and we're using the little lag screws with a little washer. It needed a 4.8mm hole drilled in, and these 4 lag screws tightened up, and now we should have a functioning vise. And we do. That all goes through your hole here. Okay, so now I'm just preparing the wear blocks that go underneath the screws. I've already done the one on this side, and you really need these because the vise racks this way and this way if you don't have them, and it bounces up and down, and basically once you get past about 3 inches it just jams. Alright, so now the vise will operate smoothly without racking up and down all the way to the very end of its travel. Now there's a few last steps, and one of them is to plane this down flush with, plane this front jaw flush with the back jaw. And then I've got to put those two pins on the inside there. But they need to be 3/8, which is about 9.6. Now this is a 3/8 bit, and I'm going to go in 25mm. That should be a nice tight fit. Ooh, and it is. Now I've got to drill the matching holes in the front jaw. Right there. Yeah, baby. Right, the twin screw vise install is now complete. It's a thing of beauty. Now, I see a lot of people asking, and I was one too, whether the vise racks or not. Here you go. There is no racking whatsoever, even over 900mm. It does rack this way, all vices do, if you're holding something only at the top there. But yeah, you know, if you're holding something properly like that, you will not have any issues. Now I do have to put some leather jaw liners, and I did actually, by design, make it so that I can fit in between the two screws, because I often work here. And it's a full width end vise. It's pretty awesome. There's a dog hole on the end here for clamping along that access on the edge here. The dog holes on the top allow you to basically use it like a inset vise and flush clamp along the top if we were doing a sheet or something like that. I can use my Festool clamping elements in here as well, and my Quaz dogs. And other than for a coat of varnish on this, the workbench is now finished. So you can see that angle there. Well, it's about 3 months since I did that video, and it's like 5 AM, so I've got to be really quiet. Sorry about the whispering. But I realised I just left it on that abrupt end, so I'll show you how it looks installed with that angle cut into it. So that's causing my OCD all sorts of hurt, but it is extremely necessary. You've got to do it if you're going to install this vise, because it has exponentially increased the amount of clamping pressure available with very little force. So, and that racking problem where the vise did rack like that has almost completely stopped now. It basically doesn't do it. So that's a very necessary step. Don't leave it out. And now the workbench is all finished. There we go. One other thing I did do that I'll let you all see now is I made a little holder for my vise rack stop. That just fits in there and snaps in. If you've got this vise, I think that's necessary. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It's all finished and it's all beautiful. I'm going to keep getting on with this job, so yeah, thanks. Love you. Bye bye.